How you doing? Check it out. I've got new lights. Well, let me fix that. All right, that's much better. Yeah, so I got new lights. So how much better does it look in here? This is crazy town. We got this guy over here, and we got that guy over there. Look, I can do this thing where I go to here. Yep, here we go. Bam. Hey, look at that. Let me pop out some chat. Hey, DJ Doms, how you doing? Pop out chat. Yeah. Let's go back to the blue theme. I don't know if I saved that one. Do this one. Yeah, look at that. Where's chat gone to? Let's squeeze it into this gap here. All right, let's switch to the stream setup. There we go. How is everyone doing? All right, let's put chat here. Thanks, Julie. How you doing? Maybe we can have chat squished up here because I reckon we're going to use the notepad today at some point. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Rahul, hey buddy. Got my tiny coffee, got my fancy lights. I had to redo the OBS setup to get everything to fit. Nice. Hey, I didn't really know what we were going to work on today, and then thought, seeing as I don't have an idea, let's go back to Deep Liquid and let's just smash it. Let's totally deep dive and just wreck it. So the Dub Wars track that I came up with last week that we streamed working on came runner-up in the contest it was for. So that was cool. I was a little bit sad I didn't polish it a little bit more, and maybe it would have had a shot at first place, but I don't think so. But anyway, so that got me all like pumped that I can just knock stuff out in a short time frame again. Kind of, you forget. You spend hours and hours agonizing over every decision instead of just working fast. Though I don't like what my what Live's doing here. We might need to bounce some tracks. I feel like it shouldn't take that long to open a project. This other screen. What you doing today? Well, I reckon we'll go hard on this Deep Liquid tune, and we'll just try and finish it, I reckon. I don't think there's much left. So a lot of that will be bouncing stems. Okay, cool. So we got 6 viewers. That's good. I think structure-wise, it's pretty much cooked, yeah? So we've done a little bit of work on that over the past couple of weeks. So we got our little melody bit, build, drop one B, melody and build, drop 2. I think this is all just copy pasted. So drop 2. Oh, okay. I don't need this track anymore because I've put markers all the way along. Cool. Yeah, so I reckon we can pretty much finish this up. Well, I hope. I don't know. Yeah, it was heaps of fun last week's one. It came together nice and fast. Oh, I've got 2 chat windows now. That's a bit distracting. Oh well. Yeah, so I reckon, what's all this stuff hanging off the edge? Is that me looking for an idea, or is that from... Let's delete all of this. I don't think it's important. Oh, I think that's probably the halftime groove bit. Ended up not being a save live set as 7. Yeah, I think it ended up being a bit of a dead end. So I want to fix some of the routing of this stuff so that it's easier to work with. But I don't want to get lost in a rabbit hole of perfectionism. I'm just going to delete the channels that are switched off. I'm going to delete the sidechain trigger because I don't think I've done it right anyway. This is an effects group. There's no... All right, well, let's pop open Notepad. Let's do the thing. Have a bit of a listen, figure out what needs to be finished on this, and then get to work finishing it. We'll probably Pomodoro these sessions so that I remember to have little breaks. So we'll get Tomato timer up. We'll end up using this in a minute, but let's just have a listen, see what we got. No, I don't think you've missed anything. We're just going to review this track and see what needs fixing, and then start fixing it. We have worked on this track a lot in previous streams, like maybe 4 or 5 streams. I'm trying not to get distracted by watching it. Should be listening instead. right, cool. I don't want to obsess about this track too much. I feel like it's like, it is what it is, you know? Sometimes, like, the phrase is polishing a turd. Let's not do that. Let's just let it be what it became. And if it's not great, we'll just do another one. Yeah, because I'm not super loving this anymore, but I think I've probably just heard it too much. I remember loving it. I think that a lot of this is really nice. How are we going to tidy this up a little? Because I structure my mix downs a bit different than this normally. And I would like the control that I normally have. I don't feel that I have at them. Group. Pull those out. All right, so now we've got a kick group. Sounds a bit weird, but good. Cool, and we got a bass group. Cool. Then perk and snare can come up here. All right, so this should be drums. Cool. Cool. Okay, so that's sort of a bit closer to how I would do things. We've got a bass, so all of this should just be music. Cool, and then so span, cool. So I'm wondering where the side chaining is happening, because I'm not seeing it, which maybe explains a little bit of what I'm hearing. All right, it's cool. So let's just group all of this. Make this a different color. It's a bad color. It's an... All right, cool. Let's see if we can figure out how to sidechain this stuff. Okay. Hey, it's a bot. How you doing? Oh wow. We got a lot of stuff on this kick. Oh, it's getting warm in here again. Hang on. What am I wearing? Oh yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt. That's good. Hey Bart, check this out. Ready? And we'll get full cam. Look at that. Then I can do this. I'm still working on the details of how this happens. But look at that. I changed colors. Back to that one. All right, cool. So this effects group needs to move down where I would put effects, which is down here. Is there anything in this vocal group? There is a few things in this vocal group. So you guys all need to get in the sidechain. Get in there. Fine. Get into there as well. We gotta put that there. All right. I don't know about pro, but definitely my lighting is better. All right, let's grab a gate. Let's see what we can do without using a separate trigger for the sidechain, and just see if we can tidy this up a little. We're going to do way too much sidechain to start, and then we're going to figure it out. Ah, sends. Ah, that's a bit balls. How shall we fix this up? We can send all the sends to ascend. Oh. Yeah, we might be doing that in the end, but anyway. All right, let's find the main snare. Snares. Oh, that Triforce one is nice and short, and it happens everywhere there's a snare. Grab that. Cool. 24 is really long. Alright, that might be a bit intense, but that's gonna be hard to tell until we just dump it everywhere and have a listen. So let's turn that back on. Cool. So that all sounds a bit too choppy still, which I'm kind of interested in. So what I was doing there was the floor amount dictates how much the gate pulls the volume down on the sidechain. So I was really just listening for where the right point is, because I find with like dubstep, for example, you can bring that all the way down to minus infinite. But for, like liquid, you just can't get away with like such a heavy sidechain. So I started too heavy and I'm trying to bring it back up to a reasonable level, which is kind of compounded by the fact that I've got multiple groups for the sidechain. Like it'd be nicer if I was doing this all in one place, but it is what it is. Because I'm trying to just not completely overhaul the routing, because I've realized how much work is involved in that, but to just make it a little bit cleaner. All right. Oh, and so there, I've noticed in the there's not enough. Like it's a really deep tune, but in the overall mix, there's not enough happening in the mids. So we just need to bring up sort of 1K to 4K, like, and I'm just kind of seeing what that sounds like. Also, the sides are a bit too busy. So I'm just going to take out some of the sides in just the instruments. I think it's fine in the bass. I haven't checked. Yeah, and gate for sidechain, I really like it. I did a little video of comparisons of sidechaining techniques. It was like one of my first videos, so it's up there somewhere. Yeah, and that got me onto using gate. I just actually really like it because once you get used to the controls, there's only like 3 or 4, and you just kind of set it up how you want. Click, 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 bang, done. And it has like the same effect every time because it's a gate, not a compressor. Oh, really? I wonder if he does mix down separately. Yeah, because you can hear if I pull the floor down on all of these, like the whole song just falls apart. With like neuro or like dubstep, you can really heavily sidechain everything. Yeah, but with Liquid, it just falls apart because you hear the chopping of the sounds. Yeah, it does. That's the next thing up, but what's that spike there? Hang on. It's all good. Yeah, let's fix up some of this bass. Like it needs some dirt. No more foghorn. Yeah, I wonder if we can do like it feels a bit busted at the moment. It'd be cool to clean it up. Yeah. To me, it already sounds like it's got a bit of overdrive on it. What do we got? This is the top layer. No, it's the sub layer. Okay, what's in here? Also, might just be that. Yeah, one of the things that I use for fake tops is overdrive. I'll try pedal in a second. Good call. Yeah, it's just got no crispy elements. You know what's going to be good, maybe, is a bit of erosion. And if that doesn't work, we'll need another layer, and I will try pedal. Maybe we can switch this to a 12 dB filter. Oh, that's getting us a little bit more top end. And it just needs balls. Hang on, let's put pedal on there because I want to hear what that sounds like. So you reckon fuzz. Nice. Interesting. I reckon it might just be volume because regrouping all this stuff has probably changed the sound, and I didn't in any of my notes go, oh, the bass needs to be different. Yeah, there's a bit of lumpiness. Oh, really? Disappears to it. What does that look like? Because it's... It needs to come down a little. Let's just bang it until we get some clipping, and then I'll bring it down. Cool. It is. You've got me. It's unfortunately 9:35 a.m. here, which makes whiskey a difficult sell. Maybe higher. Chorus. Kind of got an idea there. Still not sold on that, but we can loop back around to it. At least it's kind of set up in the routing system I want. Oh, look, we haven't been Pomodoroing it at all. I'm going to have a quick stretch. Jeez. Yeah, it's just the top end. Like, it's like we might even be able to put the filter type back onto what it was on. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, well, the problem is that, yeah, I'm glad that you're saying stuff because it's reminding me that I need to explain what I'm kind of wiggling my mouse at. So our sub is up here, right? But the rest of our tune is down here somewhere. So like our sub is at minus 30 dB and the top end is at around minus 48 and there's some stuff poking out a little bit louder. So like 18 dB difference between sub and top end is too much difference. I try to aim for about 12 dB bump in the sub, but what I'm hearing on these is not so much the sub tone, it's the like low mids. So once I get the character of the low mids worked out and the top end, because I can hear the top end clearly, then it's about balancing the amount of sub so that the actual like composition of the sound is about right and it's not just super sub heavy, because that bass is just all sub at the moment. And so the interesting part that we're hearing is all of this stuff, but it's actually like this thing is taking up all of the room. So like if we chuck another EQ in here, like it'll still take off the sub, it'll still have the character. But at the moment, the sub is eating all of the possible volume. So once we get the, yeah. So yeah, kind of up to 300 hertz. Like, so the meaty, interesting part of the sound will be somewhere in here. So I'm trying to like, actually, it's a good point. I've ducked exactly that. Maybe I did that out of habit, not out of listening. Be interesting to pop that. Oh, and there's other basses in this channel. I can't do this processing here. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm going to turn most of that off for now that I realize that there's other basses in there. Boo. I'm going to fix the routing of this tune some other time on my own time. Let's do the sound bits that I actually wrote down. Because watching me just drag groups around and bounce stems is not going to be super exciting. Okay, the dead mousey sound is too loud and the cutoff's too high. So I think that that's somewhere in one of these. What was that? That bass noise, I guess. Is that this? Yeah. All right, so let's put a massive reverb on this. We'll just do it with reverb. And we want it to be really far away, so maybe pre-delay. Man, that sidechaining's killing me. It's too much. Let's just turn it all off again. And it's part of the mix stuff that I will just have to figure out off stream because it's not going to work on stream today. I'm using Sennheiser HD 600s. Yeah. So let's have less reverb there, but it should like suddenly cut to let that guy through. That's already a reverb tail. Leave this. Let's have this lower. Oh my goodness, trying to like finally adjust this. So I could hear that at about 0.26 it sounded good, and then I want to try like 0.3 something. So maybe the decay could be a little bit longer. So we don't undo that. Okay, so I think for this patch we don't have an envelope depth. Maybe that's more what I'm after. Oh, far out. New Serum, you are bad. Oh no, maybe New Serum's okay. Okay, so what's affecting the filter cutoff? It is envelope 2. And we don't have macros for any of that. So envelope 2, filter cutoff times macro 1. Env depth. Alright, so that should mean that the envelope cutoff not taking effect. And we can amp that up over time, which gets us probably what I was expecting. A little bit. There we go. Ooh. Mark with the good idea. It's going in the... It's a good idea. Yeah, when the stream started, I said I wasn't sure how I was feeling today. I feel like that's a fantastic idea that normally I would have thought of as well. Let's name this group. All right, let's keep this. So the cutoff is fixed. The bit crushed wow. So I think that that is in here somewhere. Yeah. So I think it's this, and I think I pulled down the volume to make that work better. This is so frustrating. Okay, cool. Oh, thanks, Mark. That's super awesome. We need to split this channel out. Thanks, man. Yeah, music's been feeling really positive for me in the last couple of months. So I'm really, hang on. Yeah, so it's really nice to have someone say that. Thanks. I want a delay on here. We got this delay. Turn it on. Nope, wrong channel. Delay on, yeah. It's smoother. Let's get that. This doesn't sound right, but I think from memory we had 2 transition sounds and we kind of had to decide between one or the other. I don't know if we need all these kicks. Thanks, man. You guys are awesome. I don't know if we need that either. I don't know how we're going to make this make sense. Where's that vocal? Because it's driving me nuts. Maybe we can kind of fake it. Oh, you know what it needs is just some reverses. White noise. That'll do. Fill some of this. Way shorter. Yeah, I'm with. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Maybe this guy doesn't need to be there. Now let's Yeah, you're right. I was not even hearing those snares. It's kind of hard, like... How much of a bust is this session? It's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of... Bill Gates has a good term for it. Whoa. Come back live, come back. Yeah, Bill Gates has a great term for this sort of bit where you're just moving tiny things back and forwards, and he calls it ant fucking. And I think I'm really ant fucking this tune at the moment. So maybe instead of ant fucking, let's just figure out what needs to happen and get it done. I think I actually just want this to start earlier. The timing just feels all weird. To me, that flows a little bit better. It might need more fine-tuning. Yeah. All right, 1/2 beat forwards. Let's try there. One more. The very last snare hit. Oh, look at that guy. Well done. Hang on. I think this was like that. All right, so none of this is on grid, man. All right, and then let's grab the vocal and bring it back in. All right, let's call that done because I just don't see... And so this first vocal, I'm assuming is this air. So we'll freeze it so that we don't have to keep listening to the delay. Retrigger and retrigger and retrigger. Cool. And then bring it down like 5 dB. Yeah, that's an improve. Mix is rough. Yeah, so that can happen later. Breakdown needs a response to the chords. Oh, okay, so I remember hearing a whole bunch of busted stuff in this breakdown. Actually, the thing that most upset me was the chords just jump from one sound to another. Is that what this is? Put it in here. That's fine. Not in here. Slightly less abrupt. Where is that ping? It's in here somewhere, but I can't see it. What am I missing? Yeah, me too. And that's something I totally am trying to break my habit of like worrying about mixdowns. Like, no, well, like I shouldn't be. I should just be fixing the creativeness of this thing up because mixdowns are easy enough. Oh, maybe no, it's not this. So hang on, where is this? I will come back to that thought in a second. I have to find this sound. It must be frozen audio somewhere. No. Okay, so it's not in the effects group. Not in here, right? Nope, not in there. Oh. Not in there. Oh, okay. It's something about how this channel's set up. Okay, let's turn those groups back on. So what is causing that to happen? Add lane for each automated. Aha! There's a gain here. And this reverb snaps. That's a little bit smoother. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't normally have that problem because I have a way that I set up my routing and that I know that it just works and I don't kind of slam stuff with compressors. But this started off as a track by Elemental, who I haven't heard from for a little while. But yeah, so it's set up a little bit differently. That's why I was trying to like fix all the rerouting stuff around and breakdown needs a response to the chords. Let's come back to that because this dead mouse thing, I know how to fix that. Oh, I thought I did, but there it is. Yeah, so this guy, there's just too much, whoops, happening. So let's put this over the build, which should signal that that thing's coming back. And then we want that macro mapped to this stuff again. New serum, you take too long to open. Or not the best serum, I have to say. All right, cool. Bigger, pop. Okay, cool. Then we can open this up over that whole thing, maybe just a tiny bit. So we can open it up. Duplicate that. So that way there's movement across the whole thing. All right, so before I forget, Troy was saying, do you have any videos where you go over how you do mixdowns? I feel like one of my main problems is worrying too much about mixdowns, so then I procrastinate on the creative side because of it. Yeah, mixdowns are totally secondary, right? Like, so if someone gave you the stems to an unmixed, noisier tune and said, mix this down, you would probably still wind up with a banger at the end of it. Because that's how the actual songs that they write go. And if someone gave you stems for an LTJ Bookham track and said, mix this down, you'd probably still wind up with a pretty smooth, rollery, you'd wind up with that sound, because mixdowns are about polishing what you've got, not about like creating what you've got. And I think, okay, I have this theory. All right, I'll go into a full rant here. I have this theory that there are two modes to the human mind. There's creative and there's editing. And in our culture, we lean really hard on editing and on logical thinking and in, oh, well, if this, then that. We don't use so much the creative aspect of our minds, which is work with what you've got, figure out a solution, work out how to get from here to there without, buying new tools and creating an if-then-else kind of signal path. And so the creative side of music is really easy to accidentally... Yeah, absolutely. No one ever stood in the dance room and said, this mixdown sucks. Well, I have, but like most people don't listen for that stuff. And so our default mode is this editing mindset and this like, oh, this, like if I do this, then I'll get this kind of mindset. Whereas the creative expression mode is, let's try that and we'll see what happens. And without worrying about the consequences, without thinking 2 steps ahead, without trying to engineer your way in a particular direction. And so it's really, it's a thing that you can do to undermine your creativity, is to switch back to the editing mode too early, too often, too easily. And like, you'll see me struggling with that even through this. Like, I haven't done anything creative today. I've been totally editing because I just didn't feel like super locked in on the mood. And sometimes that changes and you wind up being able to be creative. But it's really easy to fall into the pattern of sticking in your editing mindset. So you need to do, like, when you're writing a song, editing isn't going to get you to a good song. It's going to improve something you've already created, but it's not going to get you where you need to go. So when you are trying to make a song, you need to stick to the creative side and not worry about the mixdown, because if you worry about the mixdown, you'll get dragged into that editing headspace and you can't be creative anymore because you're looking at all the defects and you're trying to construct these little algorithms to go from here to there. But if you're in creative mode, you just kind of jam out and ideas form and they happen and you just roll with it. All right, that's my rant. I don't feel like that was the best way to put my rant, but that's how it is. So yeah, when I was like listening to this thing and being critical of it, that's like using editing mode. And then what I should be doing for each of these is trying to figure out some way to get back into creative mode, mess with this stuff. But some days you just can't switch. There's a few different ways that I have found to switch myself from mode to mode. And so like just jamming, like chucking on other people's tunes and loading up a nice bass patch or just a saw wave and just playing notes over the top until your brain switches and you can feel it. Like you just get all this energy and all these crazy new ideas start happening. When you hit when you somehow manage to flick your brain over into creative mode, it feels awesome. And then, you stop thinking about like you know, oh, is there too much 90 hertz in this thing? Blah, 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 blah. Breakdown needs a response to the chords. Oh, breakdown's here. I think I know what I mean, and it's just there. Yeah, totally. It's that sound design versus songwriting, exactly the same thing. I got so many other theories that hinge on that idea of creative versus editing modes. It's like individual people, really, really good at being creative. Small groups, good at being creative, and larger groups, terrible at it. But large groups, fantastic at editing, like fantastic. If you want a well-polished presentation, get 30 people involved in it. Like you won't have any spelling mistakes. The format will be sorted out. It'll all be, nicely pushed into shape, but it will have no unique ideas whatsoever unless they were put in there initially by the person that started it. Because large groups just can't really be creative. It needs to be a small group. Anyway, that's more of my rant. Hey, I've noticed that this snaps. Why does that snap? Oh, to let some bass through in that section. Fine. Yeah, like I said, some of the routing of this is crazy. So I just want something maybe there. And there. Oh, so... in the intro, do we have some sounds that fill in those gaps? I think that we do. So maybe it's just this is enough. What is... maybe we can filter that just a touch. Put that before the delay. Cool. So maybe there's just like... so I reckon we can like kind of basically bandpass it using two filters. Less obtrusive. Cool. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Dead mouse. Elemental. Not so sure about this overlay there. Hey, Bart. More bass, totally. I feel like I haven't solved that problem. Additional perk or noise layer in drop 2. Transition to mix out. Yeah, it's just because of this bass. Let's cut that. I reckon it's supposed to be here. I am hearing some sort of abrupt change there, but I can't quite pick what it is. Like I said, hey Kai, how you doing? I can hear like a remnant of a like kick or something. It's just a tiny little thud right on the... Ah, okay, in here somewhere. Ah, this effect rack is popping. Do we need that automation? And can we just move it off that base hit so that it isn't quite so obvious? Oh. So it's... Oh, hang on, that base isn't even on. Hang on. Add automation lane. Ah, there we go. Let's just pop that back there. There we go. That's better. Okay, we fixed one actual problem. Yes. That's not a to-do. That's just Bradley reverb and outro not sold on. Okay, cool. Oh, hey Elemental, how you doing? One of your chats didn't show up in top chat. Still haven't worked out the live chat, top chat thing. Yeah, man, this is a cool tune. Stoked to be still working on it. I reckon that Rattly reverb is actually fine. Okay, so remaining on the hit list. I'm still not sold on that thing. And then this additional perk or noise layer, let's add it just so that it's there. Is there a percussion layer that's turned off? No. Oh, you know what would be nice is just an operator doing a fake ride. Let's just use white noise, see what happens. Freeze that. Flatten. Cool. And what I want to do here is like sidechain it with the kicks and the snares. But just to make it more difficult. Oh, what? I added a serum, not a serum FX. Damn. Where did it add that serum? Oh, well, I'll find it one day. I wanted a serum FX. Oh, wow. Okay, serum VST, serum FX. Jeez. Cool. Let's use an LFO and we want it to take 1 bar for that to happen. And so that means that our snares are there. And noise oscillator is the audio in, so we can use this as like a sidechainer. Should be able to. Do we need to feed it through the filter to get it out? Why is this busted? New serum, you are bad. You're decidedly not good. Okay, so we can... You map that onto there, yeah. Alright, so now we have a noise layer which moves with the rest of the tune. So we'll... Oh my god. Alright, let's chuck a chorus on there. And use it as a weird little comb filter. And let's vary that up at one point. Whoop. Cool. Yeah, and then maybe we continue this over here and then we just filter it out. It might be kind of fun. There's already some filtering on this that I'm going to tidy up. Yeah, that way it's a little bit smoother on the way out. All right, how are we going on our hit list? So I think the only hit list item remaining is Dead Mouse thing is still too high. Or it's too loud. And I do kind of agree. I in fact think this whole build doesn't work. Yeah, just to push it around a bit. True. There's not anywhere near enough happening at this point in the build. There's no indication that we're about to hit the peak again. Like this. Oh, okay, so we can bring that over without spreading it. Oops. No, that needs to not happen. Okay, cool. So let's borrow this whole build over here. If we can get some intensity up. Alright, it still all sounds a bit too chill for me. I want it to get a bit more intense, but that's cool. How long have we been doing this? An hour and a bit. I reckon that might be it, people. Feel like we made some progress, but not as much as I would like. What I will do... Oh, there's that serum that I accidentally added. Yeah, I reckon off stream I will bounce stems for most of this. Without changing anything sound-wise, and then that way next week or so I can drag in stems and we can just give it a proper mix down and see if we can get the intensity of the whole thing where we want it to be. Because I think the song is written, it's just not popping how I want. But that I also might just be tired, my ears might be tired, and like, you just don't know. So some days it's just better to let it ride and Oh, turn that off. That's definitely confusing me. And that. Yeah, some days it's better just to work on something else, you know? Like, definitely today I am not firing on all cylinders, which is fine. The danger of the creative pursuit. So I'm going to like edit videos or something instead today. And because those just require editing mindset, as per my rant earlier, default mindset in my world is editing. So rather than try and force myself to be creative today where it's just not happening, I'm going to do some editing for a couple of hours. And then I might just jam out on a synthesizer for an hour or two this afternoon and see if I get in the creative headspace later. But it's a lost cause at the moment, I think. Yeah, so this week I forgot to do the feedback stream with people. So that's supposed to be Wednesday afternoons, my time, over on Twitch. And I totally forgot to do the feedback stream with people this week. And I got reminded about it on Thursday morning. I went, oh, well, it's so far gone that I hope no one missed it. No one's messaged to say where were you. So apologies if you're looking forward to that. It will be back on next week somehow. I have some stuff to do on Wednesdays in the future, but I don't know. We'll bring it back. I got these sweet lights. I'm working on some new videos. I want to do one on reverb. Yeah, I think that's all that's up in my world. I hope you all are doing super well out there. We didn't end up using tomato timer. Today has been a schmozzle, like really has. But that's okay. We made some progress. I might have a third coffee just for lols. And then I've got to tidy up my Animal Crossing island a bit. I hope you guys are all well and stay happy out there. I'm trying to think if there's any new plugins I want to muck around with. Actually, you know what? Let's just hang in there for 10 minutes. Let's see if there's... I want to... One thing I've been meaning to do is to look at my plugins because they were all nicely organized and then I installed a whole bunch of stuff and now they're all over the place again. It's really not getting me excited. Yeah, you guys have a good weekend as well. God, it's weekend already. That's pretty funny. Yeah, let's wrap it up there. Have a great weekend. Look out for new videos. Smash those like buttons. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm not doing that YouTube thing. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I will catch you. New video probably Monday, Tuesday, and otherwise see you on Discord and all the social networks.